Hello, greetings, brothers and sisters in Christ. I've not been making videos for quite a long time. I'm working on other things, and some things have been happening in my life, which I'm not going to go into details about them. But yeah, I've been yearning to do this, to be able to make another video for you and share what the Lord has done. Despite the language being a barrier, I always say that I'm not very good in English. What I can speak is the best I can do. So if you notice any kind of mistake, please bear with me. I'm not that perfect. I'm not that fluent in English. That is what I'm trying to say. So yeah, the Lord has really been teaching me a lot of things, on this journey. In my journey, in knowing Him, He keeps teaching me things, a lot of things. And one of the things that the Lord had shown me, so there was this message God had showed me, and then I had shared that on Facebook, which also I'm sharing here right now. So months back, even before I came here in my church, there was this night that I was praying, and then there was, I was praying in the spirit, and then this demon appeared out of nowhere. It was a female demon, and it was dressed in a skirt. The demon had clothes, just normal clothes, like everyone else here on earth. She was dressed normally, but then I just knew it was not a human being, it was a demon. And this demon started speaking to me and told me, the demon started introducing herself to me, and it was really strange. And she told me, I am the goddess Salon. I am the goddess Salon, and I am the goddess that is responsible. I'm the one that is responsible of making beauty products. I am the principality of hair and beauty salon. All the women's salon that are under my charge, I am the principality of hair and beauty salon. And then I was really shocked, because I've never heard in my entire life, even in testimonies, it is nowhere recorded in the Bible, nowhere recorded in history. Even on Google, I tried finding out if there is maybe in mythological stories, if there is a goddess called Salon, but I found nothing. Then this goddess was telling me, I am the goddess. I am the goddess of the principality of hair and beauty salon, and I'm one of the marine spirits that is in charge of making beauty products such as nail paint, all these hair relaxers, nail paints, lipstick, makeup, all these beauty products that they use in the salon. So then I was really shocked, but then she continued speaking, and then she told me, she was actually talking to me. She said, I hate you and people like you who preach about holiness and preach against our instruments, our beauty products, because you are delivering people out of our trap, because we are the one that have set this trap to get all the women, And then she said that I have a book register, like this registry book, and on the list there are all the women that attend hair salon, beauty salon all over the world, because she had previously said that she's the goddess and the principality of hair and beauty salon. So here we go, there is a revelation. God revealed to me that even these women's salon, spiritually you just see like it's a salon, but they are spirits, marine spirits. They're the ones that are in charge of these beauty products. And then this goddess is the leader the one that is in charge of all salons, lady salons. So her name was, because the time she introduced herself, I saw the letters of how her name is written. So I don't know how it is supposed to be spelled, but it is her name is SALONE. It's more like Salone if I read it the way it's written. So I don't know if it's Salone or salon, because if I say salon, women's salon, it's like I'm talking about salons. But her name is Salone, written Salone. So she continued speaking to me and told me how she hated so much holiness preachers, you know, because people are realizing the truth, and then they stop using, you know, beauty products, stop treating their hair, stop going to women's salon, because basically women go to salon for artificial beauty. Okay, then she was saying, I have noticed on my registry book the numbers keep decreasing because of holiness messages that you and other holiness preachers have been preaching, and people have been stopping. People are not coming, you know, the people, because she knows all the women that attend women's salons, so she has the list. So she noticed some of the women that have joined into holiness, they are not going there anymore. So she was like complaining to me or something, and then she looked so sad somehow, and, you know, angry. But then she gave me this sly smile, an evil smile, and then she was said, but you know, you haven't, she then told me, but it does not matter to me, because the number of people, the number of women that have abandoned worldliness, using beauty products such as artificial hair, going to women's salon, putting on makeup, putting on lipstick, putting on fake nails, fake eyelashes, all these services are found there in the women's salon. So she was saying the number of women that have abandoned these things is not equal to the great number of women that keep on going on women's salon. And then she started mocking me and laughing at all the she was laughing at all the women, because she knew that it is not easy. First of all, it's not easy for women to abandon these things, and then she knew that only few women have had that grace of realizing that going to women's salons, and having your hair treated, having makeup, putting on makeup, putting on artificial hair, putting on, you know, fake nails, it's all abominable, and then they've abandoned. It's not equal, because the number is so low. You know, it is only a minimum number compared to the great maximum number of women that keep on going on women's salon. So she was saying to me, and then she was mocking and laughing, and then I was so surprised. You know, at this point I was really surprised, because I've never heard there's such a thing as such. I've never heard a name. Even all the testimonies that I've came across, none had said about this goddess called Salone. And then she continued, and then I saw this other lady coming next to her, and this lady joined her, and then I noticed that the lady was naked. This other lady that had joined in was absolutely naked. She had no clothes on, and then they seemed to know each other, and I realized that this was also a siren, a marine demon, I don't know, maybe a goddess. And then they were talking together, and she looked at me and started showing me some of the inventions that came from the marine world, that they have introduced in the world, and they are now trending. And then the first thing she showed me an image. I'm talking about this other lady that came right there, and then she started also talking to me, and she showed me a lady. She had short hair. I'm really not sure if the lady was either white with short hair that had bleach, that like light brown color, the bleach, or if it was an African woman. But what she wanted me to notice is that the lady had bleached her hair, and then she told me, like, do you see this hairstyle? Do you see this? This was invented, created in the marine world, and we're the one that have brought it here. We're the one that have introduced it. And then they started laughing just like that, and they are laughing because they know how much they do the damage. They know that God is displeased with these things. God does not want people to change their natural hair in any way, any form. You must remain natural. Keep your African hair, whether you're white, whether you're Indian, whether you're Caucasian, whether you're African. If your hair is coily, don't straighten it, don't paint it, don't bleach it, don't dye it. Remain as natural, remain as natural as God has created you. And all these artificial means of beautifying your hair, whether by painting your color, relaxing, all these have been invented. They have been invented by these spirits, by these demonic spirits, because all they want is for you to rebel against the Lord, because they had rebelled and then they are unredeemable. They are doomed forever. So what they want is to make you also doomed. This is why they have created all these things, even for the African women, and then they will make you feel like you're not beautiful enough. Therefore, so for you to be beautiful, you have to go and perm your hair, you have to stretch your hair, you have to bleach your hair, dye it, and change it in many, many ways, even artificial hair and wigs. So she laughed with this, the goddess Salone. So I did not get the name of this other evil spirit. And then they were laughing all together. And then she continued talking to me. She showed me another picture. And then I saw this African lady who had braided her hair with wool thread. She had braided her hair with wool thread. And it's mostly here in Africa. I don't think that the whites or Indians or Caucasians do that. It's mostly for ladies who have African hair. And then she said, do you also see this hairstyle? We have invented it. And I was so shocked, because people may take these things as lightly as they seem to be, but they are really against the word of God. God is against people braiding their hair, because anyone who braid wool thread, plait her hair, because mostly it's done by women with wool thread, there is no difference between you and any woman who goes out and do hair braid, with artificial hair. If you go out to braid your natural hair with artificial hair, there is no difference between you. There's no difference between someone who braids her hair with wool thread and someone who braids her hair with artificial hair. It's completely the same to the Lord, And this demon was saying, it is also our invention. We created it in the marine kingdom also. So these things have a place of originality where they've created them, and they have not introduced them to people here on earth for beauty. All they want is for you to rebel and go to hell, to be doomed along with them, so that you can spend the rest of your eternal days in the lake of fire. And then I was really surprised and shocked. And the first lady, the goddess Salone, continued speaking with me, and she started saying, yeah, this is how we lead people to hell. This is how we lead women to hell, because they like using our products. And even so, your God had shown you back then how we make hair relaxers in hell, And then when she said that, a memory came back to me of something the Lord had shown me. I was really surprised, because first of all, I've never told anyone about this revelation. I've never spoken to anybody about this, not even at the time I was confronting these ladies. I did not say anything. And then she said something that really had happened in my life, because the Lord had shown me in 2019 about how the kingdom of darkness make hair relaxers in hell. So the Lord showed me this place in hell, and then I saw two demons. They looked hideous, dark. I could not even see them clearly because they were so dark. And then there was this way. It looked like a conveyor system machine that was moving. It looked like it looked like a conveyor system. And then I saw it moving, you know, like how the conveyor systems, or maybe in a airport or industries, how it moves, carrying maybe something to another destination. And I saw something like mud on it, and then it was moving along with it. But then the mud looked like human feces. You know, it really looked like the shape of human feces. But then I was able to smell, I was able to feel the smell. I don't know how, but it's like God made me God made me feel that smell. And I realized that this was not human feces, it was just putrid mud of hell. I just knew it right there. And then it was moving to another destination. And then what I saw next really shocked me, brothers and sisters. I'm telling you, I've not made this up. This is what I saw in this experience, in the vision. I saw one of these demons. So these two demons that was standing there, they were actually maybe watching, I don't know, they were actually there watching all this process, because they were like producing something. And then I saw one of these demons literally urinating on the muddy stuff, on the putrid mud that I saw there. You know, I saw this demon urinating, and I could see the color of the urine. I knew it was this demon was urinating. And then the Lord gave me an understanding that the reason why this demon was urinating on the mud stuff is to actually because the Lord made me understand that this demon's urine, it has chemical properties that is going to act as a catalyst. And the more he's urinating, and the muddy stuff is going to change, transform into something else. So I did not see it right there. It did not change instantly, and then I saw it moving, and it was the end of the process. So when, you know, in the industries, when the conveyor system carries the whatever product it is working on to the end of the conveyor system, then you would see the end product, and then it will like fall. So what I saw is a hair relaxer that I personally knew, and then this hair relaxer, my grandmother, whom I was living with a few years back, she used to apply it on her hair. You know, it is a hair relaxer that I know personally. It's not even something that I've not seen. I was so shocked. And then this is just a normal relaxer that you find on every shop, on every salon. You'll find them there, but it's made in hell. And then the Lord showed me, and then I kept it to myself because I could not believe it. But then when this goddess Salone mentioned that, I knew it, because I've never told anyone, I've never spoken to it. You know, even if I reminded myself about it, I would just think about it in my heart. I never told anyone. So I saw that, you know, I could even see the cover. You know, I could see the cover. It was written, because this hair relaxer, I know the name. It's called blowout hair relaxer. Here in our country, this hair relaxer is here. I don't know about other African countries, but here in our country, it's here. Then the Lord had shown me that it's made there in hell. And then this demon, this goddess, uh, uh, the goddess Salone told me, reminded me of that. So she was the one, she's the one commanding, and then she gets all the supplies and products from hell also, because they make these, and then you see them in salon, you know, and then you just think that it's a hair relaxer for your hair so that you can be beautiful, but you don't know how the enemy is deceiving you, because he knows that you're changing God's natural creation. God made your hair African, remain the way it is, keep it natural, keep your hair, you know, don't change it. So she was laughing, you know, each time they would talk, they would laugh. And I really don't know how to explain how I see this, all these things, but I knew that the Lord had commanded these demonic spirits. It's kind of like they were compelled to tell me the truth, you know, they were compelled to tell me the truth. And then they showed me all these things, and then they were just laughing at people, laughing at humanity, laughing, you know, because they know how many souls have perished because of all these things, you know. And then after that, the evil spirits, you know, all the goddess and this naked woman, they disappeared. And then the Lord had made me to write this revelation down. I had written it, because usually things that the Lord showed me, he tells me, you know, I just get a pen and I could literally write everything on, you know. That is why I've tried to mention all the details, the important details of the revelation. And God, why is he revealing this? It's because he wants to warn you. He wants to warn all the women of the world to stop using artificial beauty. Stop using hair relaxers. Don't perm your hair. You know, the devil wants you to be doomed along with him. He wants you to rebel before the Lord. And this is one of the most things that the church has forgotten. You know, they have normalized sin, and then they have forgotten to preach holiness. Outward holiness has been disregarded, but God is still holy. God is still righteous. God does not want you. God does not want you to change your hair in any way, And it's right there in the Bible, and the devil has kept you so busy, so blind, so that you can continue to do all these abominable stuff, abominable things before the Lord, and when you die, you're going to hell. Stay focused on your journey to heaven. Don't be carried away by the things that are going on in the world. Don't look at people. Don't look at what people say. Don't start copying people. You know, stop using all these things. They're abominable. Stop using. If you're still plaiting your hair you're still braiding your hair as African women with wool threads, stop it. It's the same thing. It's the same thing the Lord was showing me. The same thing with braiding your hair with artificial hair. You're just going to hell. That is just another alternative route into hell. It's another alternative route to hell that is Satan has made. And as we go on, as the years goes by, you know, Satan is making these false paths, you know, bringing in these alternative routes to hell. But they are all going to the same broad gate, the broad way that is leading to hell. And God is really, really, really sad because people are perishing. So if you have heard, you know, God is really warning you, and I have to share it. I have to share everything the Lord had shown me, because I don't want you to perish, and I don't want your blood to be on my hand, because I will give an account to the Lord of whatever he showed me, and I have to warn you. So please take heed and change. This is not the time for you to look to the world. Don't look to the world. Look to Jesus Christ. Don't look at how many people are living like this. Don't look at your pastor, at your pastor's wife. Don't look at your church. You know, I used to do that as well. And then I would look in the church and I would see that people are doing these things. So you might be asking yourself questions like that. Like, but why in the church are still doing it? Don't look to people, you know, because when you go to the to the throne of judgment. God is going to judge you as you, not anyone. You're going to be judged individually.